when you actually go out and buy new clothes, and it's just so exciting and rare for you that you just have to wear them in a video. Hey, what's going on, you guys? So this week flew by fast. I feel like I just posted last week's video like yesterday, but it's already time for this week's video, and I want to talk about a few embarrassing stories this week. So I'm going to be telling 3 short embarrassing stories that have happened to me in my life that I think will be kind of fun to talk about, and also kind of fun is this is my first ever collab video. So this week I'm doing a collab with a YouTuber named Alex. His channel name is What's Alex. I'll leave it in the description below. So he will also be telling some embarrassing stories. So after you've heard my embarrassing stories, head on over to his channel to hear his embarrassing stories. That would be awesome. So let's get on to the first embarrassing story, and probably the reason you clicked on this video. Let's talk about that time I embarrassed myself in front of Nick Bateman. And for those of you who don't know who that is and are like,
who's Nick Bateman?
He's basically an Instagram celebrity. He has over 6 million followers and he's been in a few movies and stuff. He lives in LA. So this story happened about 2 years ago, I want to say. Me and Nick Bateman are from the same city, and I was hanging out with my friend Andrea. It was summertime. We were walking downtown to just the downtown of our city, and we were about to cross the street to go into this park, and while we were waiting for the light to change, I noticed like this guy who looked like Nick Bateman, and it ended up actually being Nick Bateman. But I was standing there looking at him and I was going, that looks a lot like Nick Bateman. And you know, Nick Bateman is pretty distinctive, right? Like he's got that like perfectly angled, coiffed hair, the facial structure. Like I knew it was Nick Bateman. Like I looked at him and I was like, that's gotta be Nick Bateman. So I nudged Andrea and I was like, is that Nick Bateman right there? And Andrea did not think that was Nick Bateman. She was like, are you kidding? That's not Nick Bateman. Like Nick Bateman's taller, he's more muscular, like yada yada yada. Like that's not Nick Bateman, no. So I was like, okay, fine. Like I believed it, but I couldn't stop looking and I was like, that's gotta be Nick Bateman. Like there's like no way it isn't. So I'm not sure again. And I was like, are you sure? Like that's gotta be him. And she was still like, no, that's not him. It's definitely not Nick Bateman, no. So the light changed and we started crossing the road and I got a better angled view at him and it was definitely him. So I'm not sure again. I'm like, no, you're wrong. Like that's Nick Bateman. And before I could say anything else, Andrea freaking screamed his name out. She was like, Nick! And I guess she was doing that to prove that like it wasn't him to me or something, but lo and behold, he turns around right at us and we're just like, and I don't think he knew who said it. I think he thought it was us, but he wasn't sure. So then at that moment, Andrea was like, oh my god, it is him. And I was like, yeah, I told you. So Nick went one way, we went another way, and that was pretty much it. Nick walked away and that was that. No, that wasn't it. We found the nearest bench to us, took out both our phones, and went on a freaking Nick Bateman stalking spree. Like Andrea was on his Twitter, I was on his Instagram, we both were on his Facebook, and we were just trying to figure out like, is he here? Is he in our city? Like, is he here? And sure enough, on his Snapchat, he was in our freaking city, and we were both just like, this Nick Bateman's here, oh my god. So I wanted to just leave him alone and like keep walking, you know, because he's not super famous, but I figured, you know what, he probably just wants to be left alone. He's enjoying his day in his hometown, like whatever. But Andrea wanted to get a better look at him now that she knew it actually was Nick Bateman. So we just followed him from a very safe distance. We weren't like stalking him, we were just kind of trying to see like if it was him, I don't know. But during this time, it was summer and I was drinking an iced lemonade, and at one point Nick turned around to kind of walk a different way and we were like nearby. It's hard to describe, but right as he was about like 10 meters away from us, my drink goes I dropped my freaking iced lemonade and it just went everywhere, and Andrea was just like, oh my god, you did not just do that like in front of Nick Bateman. Like he was like right there. I don't think he saw it. I think he was too busy with who he was with, like he was walking. And keep in mind that I live in a suburban neighborhood in Canada. We don't get like famous people here at all. Like this is like the most famous person that was in our city. So when I dropped my drink and embarrassed myself like that, I just felt so embarrassed and I was like, oh man, I did not just do that. But honestly, 2 years later, it doesn't even matter. Like I doubt he even remembers that. I just remember a few times he turned around and smiled at us. Like he knew that we recognized him and we're just like being kind of sheepish. It was just it's kind of funny. So yeah, that's how I embarrassed myself in front of Nick Bateman. I dropped my freaking drink in front of him. I don't think he noticed, but still, that was embarrassing. So this next story is just a really short, embarrassing story. This happened back in elementary school, and I feel like all of us at some point in our lives have had this moment where we've looked like we've peed our pants, but we haven't. This is basically what happened. This was like grade 2 or 3, so this is going back like 12, 13 years ago. I'm not good with math, but it's been a long time. I was hanging out with some friends out at school. We were playing our Game Boys, doing what like 90s kids did in the mid-2000s. And I needed to go pee, so I excused myself, went to the school to go to the washroom, and basically the boys' washroom was like a wall full of urinals. So I did what boys do. I did my thing with the urinal, and girls, if you don't know, urinals basically self-clean themselves like every like 5 or 10 minutes, just so that, you know, otherwise it would get pretty rank in there with all that like pee and all that. Like, you know, they have to wash every 5 minutes. So they just kind of self-wash, and at these urinals walls, there's just like a waterfall of water that would come down every 5 minutes. Well, conveniently, this waterfall of water to clean the urinal happened right as I was peeing in the urinal, and the water was kind of splashing onto my pants. You can see where this is going. But I didn't realize it, so I just, you know, pulled my pants back up, went back out to the schoolyard, and my friends just looked at me and were like, and I was just like, what? Like, what are you laughing at? And they were like laughing. They were like, oh my god, you peed your pants! No, I didn't. Like, I just peed in the freaking urinal. Like, I did not just pee my pants. And they were like, no, you peed your pants. Oh, that's so gross. And I looked down and straight up, it looks like I completely peed my pants. They're like completely wet with like the splatter marks, but I knew for a fact it was the water from the urinal, so I was trying to justify that. I'm like, no, it's not. It's like it was cleaning, the urinal was cleaning, and it's just the water that's sweat. But they were like laughing, like, no, you peed your pants, and they ran away from me because they were so grossed out that I peed my pants. And yeah, that's pretty much that story. I was just really embarrassed at the time. I was like, I knew it wasn't pee, but I was just, it was a whole situation. I laugh at it now, but that was pretty scarring back in elementary school. When family comes home, you suddenly feel really awkward filming in your room by yourself. So this last story happened back when I was in high school and when I carried this bad boy, which would be the Olympic torch. So I was carrying the Olympic torch in Vancouver, and I'm across the country near Toronto, so I had to miss a couple of days of school to like fly out to Vancouver and to carry it. So because of that, one of my parents had to call into the school to tell them that I wasn't going to be there since I was under 16 and a minor. But I'm the kind of person who doesn't like a lot of attention like at one time from a lot of people. Like, I knew that carrying the Olympic torch would cause a lot of attention, so knowing that, I kind of kept it like a little bit of a secret and I didn't tell that many people. Like, I didn't want everyone knowing that I was doing it. So knowing that, I told my mom, I'm like, listen, when you call the school and tell them that I'm not going to be there, don't tell them that I'm carrying the Olympic torch. Just tell them that like I'm visiting family, or, you know, just anything else. Like, if you tell them that I'm carrying the Olympic torch, they're going to tell like the entire school, and I don't want that. So my mom was like, yeah, cool, yeah, I won't do that. I'll tell them like you're visiting family or something, no big deal. So I was like, okay, great. Well, I'll get this. She lied to me because I was in class at the end of school that day, and I was just like, you know, the bell had rung, it's time to go home. And the PA system comes on, you know, like that they use to talk to the whole school. And they were just like, hello everyone. I could just tell by the way they were like voicing on the PA system. I was like, oh god, are they about to tell them I'm carrying the Olympic torch? Sure enough, the announcement was like, hello everyone. Just want to let you all know that Mark Marshall is carrying the Olympic torch in Vancouver on Friday, and we are so proud of him as a school. So be sure to wish him luck if you see him. And Mark, we're so proud of you. I was so freaking embarrassed. I know it's a good thing, like it's a great thing that I was carrying that, and it's a great thing that everyone knew, but I was like just blushing the face, man. I was like, no, people aren't supposed to know that, like what the hell? And I was infuriated with my mom in that moment. I was like, you lied to me, damn it. So I got my backpack on, got out of the school as quickly as I can. I was literally running through the hallways like this so people wouldn't recognize it was me. Like, I felt like some sort of weird like undercover celebrity or something. But my mom was picking me up that day, so I got in the car and I looked at her and I was so unbelievably mad at her. I was like, why did you tell them that? Why did you tell them I was carrying the torch when we had an agreement that you weren't gonna do that? Like, you freaking went behind my back. And my mom was basically like, well, what? You think I wasn't gonna tell them you're carrying the Olympic torch? So that's an amazing thing, like screw that. And now looking back at it, I kind of agree. Like, it's a great thing, but still, I was just so freaking embarrassed when that announcement came on, when that was like my worst nightmare. I told my mom not to tell them, she told them, and that announcement came on, and I was just like, oh my god, no. So yeah, that's the end of that story. Anyways, that's all the embarrassing stories I'm going to be telling today for this week's video, you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. Leave a comment below letting me know one of your embarrassing stories. If one sticks out to mind that you just need to get off your chest, I'm here to listen. Also, be sure to share this video with anyone if you think they would enjoy it. And as always, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. All links to that are down below and at the end of this video. And be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, because I post new videos every single Friday and you don't want to miss it. So hit that subscribe button right down below, because I'll be doing a giveaway at 1,000 subscribers and you don't want to miss it. So yeah, hit that subscribe button. Also, be sure to check Alex's channel right down below. Like I said at the beginning, this is a collab video. He's also doing a few embarrassing stories on his channel, so go support him and check out his channel. I will link it down below. Anyways, that's it. I'll see you guys next Friday for another brand new video. Bye!